positive to say about this six-sided ring?
I liked it. I liked it. It was smaller. You had 6 corners to choose from. You know, it's crazy because in WWE, when you want to throw someone in the corner, you got to line them up, you know, and make sure that you're on the opposite corner to take them to the other corner. But in TNA, they're everywhere. There's 6 sides, so it doesn't matter where you are, you can just throw them and they'll go into a corner. I felt it was easier to work, and I liked it. And it was a much faster pace because the ring was smaller. So guys were flying off the rope quicker. You know, you got a step earlier than you would in WWE ring. But I really enjoyed it. I loved my career in TNA, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I thought it was better than WWE. And there's many reasons for that, but the main reason was I came to my own. Like, after about 7 years of pro wrestling, that's when I was at my best, and I was in my prime. And that's when TNA picked me up, and I was there for 11 years. And, you know, I didn't want to leave TNA. The reason why I left was because the money ran out. The money train was gone. So, but I would have stayed there and retired there. I loved it so much. And the difference between TNA and WWE is, TNA was, you know, a smaller promotion, and but they were like the Wild Wild West. You know, you didn't have to abide by these rules. You didn't have to have your scripts written for you word for word. You have to pronounce them word for word like WWE does. You know, so I felt that being in TNA gave you a little more creative control, and I like that. I never had that before. From the day I started in WWE, I had my stuff written for me. When I started wrestling, I didn't know how to structure matches, so I had my matches put together for me. Everybody was doing it for me. And in TNA, I was able to do that for myself. And also, I learned how to improvise in the ring. So what that means is that, you know, you're going along as scheduled, the match, the way it's supposed to go, and then you kind of call an audible and you do something different. And then you go back to the match that you were having. I was able to be a lot better at calling audibles and improvising. So TNA made me a much better wrestler. Yeah. I'll tell you a story about Eddie Guerrero.
Viva la raza!
Oh, yeah, I like it. One night, I don't know if you remember, I had this faction called, I forget what it's called, something society. Anyway, it's Roman Reigns and Mark Jindrak, if you know who they are. They were a couple guys that I took under my wing during my time in WWE. And one night we had to go out to the ring and get heat on Eddie. And getting heat on the person means beating him up. But you're not supposed to beat him up for real, you're supposed to pretend that you're beating him up. And I wasn't the one that was doing the physicality. Luther Reigns and Mark Jindrak were the ones that were beating Eddie up. And so Eddie came back after the match, after the evening was over. He was on that last segment, and my guys beat him up and left him laying, and we were backstage waiting for him, thank him for the segment. And he comes back fuming. He's really pissed, and he says, "You guys laid into me. You guys were hitting me for real." I was like, "Eddie, I didn't touch you." He goes, "Yes, you did. You touched me. You hit me. You know." He's like, "You beat the crap out of me," and he pushes me. I was like, "Wow." So I pushed him back, and then he drops down and double legs me. Okay, he's trying to double leg an Olympic gold medalist. And I sprawled and I got him in front headlock and I started choking him out. And so it gets broken up, and my guys apologize to Eddie, and then Bradshaw, who's a shit stirrer, he goes to Eddie, he goes, "Why would you double leg an Olympic gold medalist?" And then he goes, "Because I'm effing stupid." And that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
What was your scariest wrestler? Like, what do you think was the scariest match?
You ever see Brock Lesnar? He's pretty scary. Listen, listen, the guy is the best athlete for his size that I've ever seen in my life. He is good at whatever he does. Doesn't matter what it is. If it's football, it's football. He could have been a 10-time All-Pro in football if he wanted to. He was UFC champion. He was NCAA champion in college wrestling. Brock, he's one of the best of all time in WWE. He just has this ability, athletic ability, that's unlike any other. And he's big. Now, remember, when he was in high school, he wrestled 105 pounds. He was a little guy. Okay, he started growing in college. I mean, really growing. He went from 155 to 185, 185 to 230, 230 to 300, like his 4 years in college. So he kept that athleticism he had as a little kid and brought it with him as a big man. And I've never seen anyone as powerful or as quick or as agile as Brock Lesnar. He's a dangerous individual, and he's a guy that I would not want to mess with in a dark alley. But I will tell you this, we did wrestle for real once, a real amateur wrestling match, and I won. It wasn't a fight though, it was a wrestling match, but I won.